The primary targets we were looking for were tunnels, vaults, and of course, any high-density anomalies that could reflect treasure.
I've always thought the mysterious swamp on Oak Island is way more complicated than we realize, and it might even hold some secrets of its own. Well, here's some exciting news. The Oak Island crew just found something incredible. While digging deep into the island, they stumbled across a hidden hatch. Yep, a secret door buried underground. Everyone's buzzing with curiosity about what could be behind it. This surprise discovery might just flip the whole investigation upside down. Could this hatch be the key to unlocking the island's legendary treasures? Or maybe it's hiding something even wilder. Let's dive in and explore this weird, thrilling find to see what secrets Oak Island has been keeping from us. Over in Nova Scotia, brothers Rick and Marty Lagina, along with their trusty team, have been on a mission to uncover the island's ancient mysteries. They've faced all kinds of tough challenges while chasing the famous Oak Island treasure. But when they uncovered something totally unexpected, it changed everything they thought they knew. It all started with an old map they found, a real game changer. This map pointed them straight to a hidden entrance buried beneath the island. The team couldn't believe their luck and couldn't wait to see what was waiting for them. So, first subscribe to the channel. So, what's behind this secret entrance? Could it lead to the treasure everyone's been dreaming about for years? Or will it just take them deeper into the island's crazy mysteries? The excitement was electric as Rick, Marty, and the crew sat around a big table in a cozy, dimly lit room. They were joined by local history buff Doug Crowell and Zena Halpern, a super smart expert on the Knights Templar. Zena's enthusiasm lit up the room as she shared a mind-blowing discovery that might finally answer some of Oak Island's oldest questions. She showed them 2 ancient maps and a mysterious code. When the team saw the date on the first map, 1179, written in Roman numerals, they were floored. The map even had a big X marking a spot right on Oak Island. Now, the big question is, what does it all mean? Let's keep digging into this amazing adventure and find out. Zena had a wild theory. She thought these maps might connect to New Ross, a nearby town tied to a famous explorer named Henry Sinclair, who sailed to Nova Scotia way back in 1398. The room buzzed with excitement and wonder. Could these dusty old maps finally lead the team to Oak Island's long-lost treasures? This fresh clue lit a fire under the crew, giving them a renewed sense of purpose. As they studied the ancient markings, one thing was clear. Oak Island still had plenty of secrets waiting to be cracked. With this new spark, the team dove into their adventure headfirst, exploring every nook and cranny of the island. Each discovery brought them closer to the truth, but it also pulled them deeper into the mystery. They tackled rough terrain and surprise setbacks, but instead of giving up, they grew tougher. Rick, Marty, and the crew became even closer, bonded by their shared love for uncovering the island's hidden tales. This strange little island off Canada has long been linked to the Knights Templar, a powerful group from the Middle Ages. Some say a Scottish knight, Prince Henry Sinclair, might have set up a Templar base there in the 1300s. But Zena Halpern uncovered something even juicier. Clues that the Templars could have been on Oak Island way before Sinclair ever showed up. That means New Ross, just nearby, might have a much bigger Templar connection than anyone thought. Zena's maps were the real stars of the show. One map covered all of Nova Scotia, but the other, a French map from 1347, really got everyone talking. This ancient map, scribbled with French words, hinted that the French might have been on the island way back then. It mentioned things like a basin, maybe that swamp, and a dam, which sounded familiar to the team from other research. Even cooler, it had odd phrases like Oak Enter Year that seemed to point straight to a famous treasure spot on Oak Island. Then there were head-scratchers like anchors and valves, which only made the mystery thicker. The team's excitement shot through the roof as they pored over these maps, eager for answers. Every clue they found made them more certain that Oak Island's story wasn't what it seemed. What if the Knights Templar got there first, long before Henry Sinclair? Could they have hidden treasures, hints, or even a secret hideout? Fueled by Xena's discoveries and the map's cryptic clues, Rick, Marty, and the crew were more pumped than ever. They were determined to dig up the truth and solve Oak Island's oldest riddles once and for all. The team knew more surprises were waiting for them, and they felt like they were this close to cracking the truth about Oak Island. Just as they started making sense of their latest finds, an old map popped up with a clue that could take their treasure hunt to the next level. They were on the lookout for a secret entrance, something legends say is hidden somewhere on the island, still waiting to be found. This raised all kinds of questions. What else might be buried out there? To figure it out, they put their heads together, matching the ancient maps with modern maps and satellite images, hunting for anything that lined up or stood out as weird. They were convinced these odd little markers were the key to unraveling Oak Island's big mysteries. Rick Lagina knew the road ahead wouldn't be easy, and while they weren't totally sure about Xena's research, they didn't want to miss out on any possibilities. Oak Island's history is packed with wild stories and theories, so they had to keep an open mind about everything. Xena's work seemed solid, and Rick didn't want to brush it off. Every step they took felt like it could lead to something huge, maybe even history-changing. Rick, Marty, and the crew decided to check out a strange dip in the ground near Dave Blankenship's house, thinking it might be a big deal. Jack Begley, another teammate, jumped in with a smart idea. He compared the old map to fresh satellite photos. Guess what? The map's outline matched the island's shoreline perfectly. Even crazier, it seemed to pinpoint Dave's driveway, road, and house, like the ancient map knew exactly what the island looks like today. Jack warned everyone not to get too excited yet. They still didn't know what this hidden thing they were chasing actually was. They needed more hints to nail it down. But then, a promising sign showed up. Both the old map and the satellite image pointed to the same strange spot, a place that could be the legendary hidden entrance they'd been dreaming of. The team was buzzing with excitement, wondering if this map was the real deal, and if that marked spot might really be the secret door they'd been searching for. They couldn't wait to dig deeper and uncover whatever wonders might be waiting below. Rick and Marty kicked around ideas about what they might find. Could pirates have stashed something incredible there? Or maybe an ancient civilization left behind a jaw-dropping surprise? Even with all the unknowns and tough challenges, their determination to solve Oak Island's oldest puzzles was stronger than ever. Dave Blankenship couldn't believe his eyes when he saw how perfectly the old map matched the satellite image. He was pumped. He called over Jack Begley and asked him to grab a metal detector to kick their search up a notch. With the map as their guide, they set off, full of hope that it would lead them straight to that hidden entrance another ancient clue had teased. The adventure was heating up, and they were ready for whatever came next. The team couldn't stop chattering about what might be hiding underground. Could it be a secret tunnel to the famous money pit? Or maybe treasures stashed away for centuries? Marty Lagina was blown away, calling it one of the coolest finds they'd stumbled across on this side of Oak Island. As they got closer to the spot, the whole crew was practically bouncing with excitement. Everyone was dreaming about what might be waiting just beneath their feet, shiny treasures or long-lost relics from history. When they finally reached the spot, the air felt electric. like the island itself was itching to spill its secrets. Jack swept the metal detector over the ground while the team held their breath, hearts pounding, hoping for a big breakthrough. Suddenly, the detector beeped loudly at one spot, and Jack froze, his face lighting up with a huge grin. Could this be it? The hidden entrance so many had searched for and never found? The team crowded around, buzzing with energy as Jack kept scanning, all dying to know what was under Oak Island's mysterious surface. As they started digging, they were hit with a mix of shock and curiosity. What was behind this secret doorway? What forgotten stories were about to come to life? Only time and a little more digging would tell. With the sun rising on a new day, Rick, Marty, and the crew teamed up with archaeologist Martin Ian to check out a strange, square-shaped opening they'd uncovered on the island's west side. This find could be a major clue to unlocking Oak Island's oldest mysteries. Pumped with fresh energy, they saw this new hole as a chance to peek into another piece of the island's hidden past. The big question was, did people make this opening? Or was it something natural from way back when? Figuring that out would be a game-changer for the Lagina brothers in their mission to crack the island's code. As Earl poked around the site, he spotted clues that screamed, "Humans were here!" Some stones looked like they'd been moved on purpose, and others were stacked in a way that didn't seem random. Marty jumped in with a theory. This could be the start of a tunnel. He pointed out signs that it might stretch into a hallway, but they'd need to explore more to be sure. That meant getting approvals and clearing out some bushes first. Marty promised the team they'd play by the rules and asked about using simple tools like shovels for their digging. Even though permits might slow them down, Rick and Marty decided to keep everything above board, sharing their discoveries with the authorities. They knew sticking to legal and archaeological guidelines was the right way to go. Committed to doing this treasure hunt the ethical way, they were ready to dive deeper into the adventure, responsibly. Rick and Marty decided to team up with the Canadian government for their Oak Island adventure. This showed how serious they were about protecting the island's environment and history. To lots of people, Oak Island isn't just a place to hunt for treasure. It's a special, almost sacred spot with a deep past. Rick and Marty totally got that. They wanted to uncover the island's secrets the right way, keeping it safe and sound while they explored its hidden stories. They knew working with the government and following the rules was a must to keep the island in good shape. Unlike some past explorers who rushed in and made a mess, the Lagina brothers took a smarter, gentler approach. They used cool modern tech and expert archaeology tricks to carefully dig into the island's mysteries, making sure its history and nature stayed intact. Rick, archaeologist Kate, and Marty were all about shining a light on Oak Island's weird and wonderful past while treating it with respect. Their love for discovery and doing it responsibly really shone through. One sunny morning, Rick and Marty gathered the team by the shoreline for a special visit to Dan Blankenship, a guy who knew everything about Oak Island's hidden treasures. Dan had spent nearly 50 years collecting clues, maps, old photos, and stories from treasure hunters going all the way back to the 1800s. His stash was like a treasure map itself, full of hints about where the good stuff might be hiding. Walking into Dan's house was like stepping into a mini museum, packed with relics from past hunts. His basement was the real jackpot, covered wall to wall with maps, pictures, and notes that made you feel like you were back in the days of the first treasure seekers. But Dan wasn't just about the stuff. He was a walking, talking history book. He shared tons of amazing stories about the island's treasure hunts, passed down through the years. His excitement was contagious, firing up the team to dig deeper and learn more. Dan was like a bridge connecting Oak Island's wild past to their search today. With his help, the crew felt ready to take on the island's challenges and maybe even uncover its long-buried riches. Way back in the early 1930s, a determined treasure hunter named Melvin Chappell drew a detailed sketch of the Money Pit area on Oak Island. He was dead set that he'd found the exact spot of the original pit. Together with his dad, William, he started building a secret tunnel, aiming straight for what they believed was a treasure vault. Their story was just one more piece of the crazy puzzle Rick and Marty were trying to solve. Melvin and William's big plan hit a wall when seawater from one of Oak Island's tricky flood tunnels swamped their digging site, washing away their dreams. Fast forward 20 years, and Marty and Rick stumbled across signs of their failed attempt while drilling in Valley 3. This discovery got the whole crew together to figure out what to do next. Marty wasn't so sure about where they'd set up their third drilling spot, and it sparked a lively debate. Craig pushed for a spot in the northeast, but Rick and David were all about heading southwest. With everyone tossing out ideas, they knew they had to rethink their game plan as the hunt heated up. The clues they'd found led to a big decision that could shake up their whole search. They were waiting for a key piece of equipment to arrive, which made picking the right move even more urgent. To nail it down, they decided to dig up more info and keep talking it out. Finding Oak Island's hidden riches depended on making smart, careful choices, and they were determined to get it right. While things were on hold at the Money Pit, Rick teamed up with island historian Charles Barkhouse and treasure hunter Jack Begley. They called in stone experts Mike Welling and Mark Fargo to check out one of the island's coolest landmarks, Nolan's Cross. They wanted to figure out if the giant stones forming the cross were carved by people, especially the big one right in the middle where the arms and base connect. That spot was extra special because of what Fred Nolan, the guy who owned the land and loved a good mystery, had found there years ago. Back in 1981, Fred noticed 5 huge cone-shaped stones lined up in a perfect cross on his property, stretching an amazing 720 by 867 feet. He couldn't shake the feeling that something valuable might be buried smack in the center. His hunch kept him digging, and he later found a 6th stone that looked like a massive human head. As Rick and the team poked around Nolan's Cross, they were hoping to spot signs that humans had shaped the stones, and maybe even uncover buried treasure or awesome historical goodies hidden nearby. Some folks think the stones were arranged to look like a Templar cross tied to those mysterious medieval knights. But there's another wild idea floating around. The stones might symbolize the Tree of Life, an ancient Hebrew symbol tied to 10 divine powers that helped create the universe. Whatever the truth, the team was fired up to crack the secrets of Nolan's Cross and see where it might lead them. Things got even more interesting when the team found smaller stones with flat edges scattered around Nolan's Cross. These stones were rounded on one side and flat on the other, with markings that looked eerily like human faces. Think eyes and lips. Some started wondering if the cross wasn't just a cool shape, but a symbol of the Tree of Life, an ancient idea from Hebrew mysticism about the universe's creation. As they dug deeper into the history of Nolan's Cross, the team felt they were on the verge of uncovering its hidden secrets. The idea that people might have carved these stones, plus the chance of finding treasure or ancient wisdom, made their adventure even more thrilling. Then, out of nowhere, they stumbled on traces of a small vault, adding another twist to Oak Island's story. Could the cross's layout, a sacred symbol, mean something valuable was buried there? Experts who checked out the rocks saw details that could fit both ideas, a simple design or a deeper meaning. The team knew Nolan's cross might be a major clue to solving Oak Island's mysteries. They were pumped about this new lead, believing it could be more than just a bunch of rocks. Over the years, weather had worn down the cross, and one stone stood out as different, maybe even special. Rick thought its position might be a hint, but they needed experts to back that up. Rick wasn't naive. He knew Nolan's cross might not lead to treasure or clear answers. Still, he saw it as a key part of exploring the island's hidden tales, and the experts were a huge help. The team stayed determined to check out every angle of Oak Island, hoping Nolan's cross would spill some secrets, but ready if it didn't. Their passion for uncovering the island's past never wavered. The next day, the crew gathered at the base of Nolan's cross to tackle a massive 5-ton granite cone. They wanted to figure out how these stones were originally set up and why, hoping to unlock a fresh take on this amazing setup. All 5 granite stones in the cross were similar, cone-shaped and huge. Were they close to finding the perfect stone with just a tweak needed, or had someone moved them on purpose? Stone experts Mark Fargo and Mike Welling noticed something wild. The granite was way smoother than any natural rock they'd seen. That got everyone wondering, did humans shape this stone? Where did it come from? This slick rock, sitting near the base of Nolan's cross in the heart of Oak Island, owned by Fred Nolan's family, might hold big clues. Its polished surface, so different from rough natural granite, hinted that someone had carved and placed it there on purpose. It only made the site more mysterious. Is this hidden hatch just another tease? Or could it finally crack open Oak Island's biggest treasure? We're dying to find out. What do you think? Drop your thoughts below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more Oak Island adventures.